As global plastic production continues to ramp up, so does plastic pollution, with the equivalent of 2,000 rubbish trucks full being dumped into the world's oceans, rivers and lakes each day. Amidst this growing problem, thousands of delegates representing most of the world's nations are gathering in Ottawa, Canada this week for the international plastics negotiations.
Plastic now, it's everywhere. It's in our fresh water. It's in rivers and lakes. I'm coming from Switzerland. We find microplastic and in every lake in the mountains and in the soil, in the air. Plastic is everywhere, and it's in the bodies of human beings. And species, ecosystems are very affected. And we have to be aware that biodiversity and ecosystems, they are the basis of society and economies. We are depending really on water that we can drink and ecosystems that are healthy.
Negotiators are aiming to craft a treaty on plastics pollution by the end of this year, with many saying that recycling won't be enough to solve the issue.
We've got dozens of different types of plastic, hundreds of different chemical formulations, and many of them are doing the same job. And that creates a problem at end of life, because in order to increase, recycling, we're still doing, in my view, a very poor job of, less than 10% of the plastic we produce is being recycled. And that's partly because we failed to design plastic products with end of life in mind. So we've got incredible diversity, a complexity of different chemicals that are used to do essentially the same job. And we're going to need to strip that back to reduce that complexity if we've got hopes of increasing the amount of material that could be circular.
Countries are divided on what the scope of the treaty should be or its mandate, with some delegates warning that oil and fossil fuel producing nations could manage to hold sway, leaving the world with vague targets and loose timeframes.